What up, YouTube? Christian back with another video. Yeah, it's been a while since y'all saw this very handsome face, but I am back, sitting down, chilling, watching Adventure Time on this Sunday evening, and yeah, been a pretty eventful time. Now, all I gotta say is we got a lot to talk about, fellas. For those who have not been completely out of the loop, I have still been active, just not exclusive to this channel. Me, Irv, and Brother Ali did a chat. Me and Rel also we chat about a lot of shit, actually. Like, we lose count about shit we chat about, because half the shit we chat about don't even get recorded, and rightfully so, because probably all 4 or 5 of us end up in a mental institution if it fucking did. But you guys are here. You guys saw the video title. No correction, it's probably down there. So let's do some WWE talk right now. So I told you guys a long time ago that Sasha Banks was the leader of the damn women's division, but you guys want to sit down, y'all want to debate me. Trey, who else? Ray, Megatron, all you motherfuckers want to debate me. No, Charlotte's the leader. Charlotte's the leader. I'm like, no, Charlotte is a role player, man. She's a very good role player, but she's a role player. And you know what? It's showing right now. I told you guys right after Hell in a Cell, I sat down and I told you, I said, watch the women's division go down the drain now that Charlotte is champion again. Nah, you wrong. Charlotte, people ain't gonna stop talking about Charlotte. And I said, who the fuck pays money to see Charlotte? I mean, she has her diehards, but they sat down on, Natalya did an interview on the Sam Roberts show. So Sam Roberts sat him down in this random casual ass fan down. So he's talking to Natalya. He's like, well, who's the champion now? It's all about Charlotte and Sasha. He's like, well, yeah, Sasha Banks. I know. I don't know who this Charlotte is. Like, they had to Google a picture to show this dude who this role player was. Now, he did say she was visually stunning, but that just further proves to you who the leader is, who has the crossover appeal. We got blondes, women who have been blondes for over 10 to 15 years, wearing pink and purple wigs to look like Sasha, because they want to distance themselves away from that role player. It's like, now has Charlotte improved? I gotta give Charlotte her respect. She has gotten better. But the problem is, it's like, when you got Asuka about to come up, who is just, Asuka is just, ring-wise is just, there's just no word to say. I mean, just watching her, you're just like, whoa, this girl is just better than everybody out there right now. Better than some of the guys, man. You're just like, damn. But then, you see Sasha comes out. Sasha, as an overall talent, is better. And then you see Bayley. And then, you know what? They screwed the pooch on Bayley. I told y'all motherfuckers this was going to happen. I told y'all. And I hate to be right. I hate to be right sometimes, but I said, watch. They're going to put Bayley right back in a feud with Charlotte because they don't have nobody else on the Raw roster. That Raw roster it's a skeleton crew. The Raw roster is basically, for people who know basketball, remember the Philadelphia 76ers in 2000? You had Allen Iverson, Matt Geiger. I know you don't remember Matt Geiger, but you remember Allen Iverson. Who else they have on that team? Yeah, exactly. You got Sasha Banks and you got everybody else on the Raw roster. Nia Jax is suffering because they don't have no one to really throw at her to make a meaningful feud. Charlotte is learning, but at the same time, you can't just have Charlotte versus Sasha every week, every single time. Like, fans are already tired of that shit. I'm tired of seeing that shit. Like, I really am. And what's happened is, by putting the championship on Charlotte, all you have done is completely take the importance away from the championship. Like, what happened to the day when, if you were the best at what you did, you were undisputably the number one guy or the number one girl, you were the champion, and no one could debate that. Y'all remember the 80s when Hogan was the champion? His old crusty racist ass, remember that? No one questioned it. They said, yeah, he the man right now. Remember the old WCW when even Hollywood Hogan was the champion and Sting was stalking him? They said, well, yeah, Sting pretty dope. But, you know, Hogan's still the man, though, you know? It's like, well, yeah, or with Triple H and The Rock. Yeah, Triple H a bitch, but he the man, though, because, you know, he beat the man, you know, and we can accept him as the man. You know, it's like, does anyone really sit up and say, well, obviously some people do because it's the fucking internet, but does anyone, I mean, as an overall audience, do we all sit down and say, you know, that girl Charlotte, she's overall a better talent than every single person on the roster? Nope. No, we don't. No, we don't. You cannot sit down and debate a Sasha Banks fan that Charlotte is overall a better talent than Sasha Banks. You cannot sit down and debate that Charlotte is an overall better talent than a Bayley. You know, it's like, now Charlotte, you know, she one of the horsewomen. She doing her thing. And I like to say it all the time. It's not Charlotte's fault. I mean, if you at your job and they say, hey, we want to give you a promotion, what the fuck you gonna say? No? Nah, give me that promotion. Give me that money. Ain't that girl's fault. I'm just saying, you know, they shotgunned her in a very bad position. Charlotte may actually be saving Sasha, to be honest, because what if Sasha was the champion and all you had was this bare bone roster of, I mean, we don't know what the hell's going on with Paige. She might be collecting unemployment checks next week for all we fucking know. Nia Jax is just not ready yet to even be put in that position. Alicia Fox is still hung up over some white chocolate dick for all we fucking know. Dana Brooke still growing. By the way, shout out to Dana Brooke. She was on that up, down channel that what's his name? Xavier Woods be doing. Learned a lot about her. She's a sweet girl. She's still a role player, but she's a sweet girl. Better than Carmella. Carmella ain't even a role player. Carmella a damn bottom feeder. I don't even know why she there. Who else? Yeah, that's about it. It's like, when you look at the Raw roster, it's only Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley, Nia Jax, and Alicia Fox right now. Because Paige is, we don't fucking know, you know. You know, SmackDown's pretty stacked, but notice that ever since Charlotte became the champion, no one has had any interest at all, for the most part, about the women's division at all. No one even talks about it. No one cares about it. And people could say, well, what about SmackDown? I was like, well, when Sasha's in the title picture, people care more about the division as a whole. Now, I'm not saying Sasha has to just dominate and be the champion every single day of the week. I'm not saying that at all. You know, a little bit of variety goes a long way. I'm just tired of them making paper champions, because all it does is, as a fan, if I sit in a room with a group full of fans and they say, well, you know, or remember the first time you watched wrestling as a little boy or as a little girl, whatever your gender may be, or maybe you're genderly confused and you were a girl trapped in a man's body on some Bruce Jenner shit. I don't know, but you sit down, first time turning on wrestling, you see the talent and you see the person walk out with the championship belt and you automatically go, that's the best guy. That's the best girl. Okay. That's just what you automatically are trained to think. And then you see this other person come out and they're just 100 times better than that person. You're like, oh, who is that mocha latte chocolate woman coming out? And she's just, I want to see her more than I see this person with the championship. Nah. Then the next week comes by and you go, I still want to see the mocha latte more than I want to see the frappuccino. I want that chocolate ice cream more than I want the vanilla ice cream. Then you go to the pay-per-view. The chocolate ice cream lost, but the chocolate ice cream still is just that much better. You know what? You may be holding the belt, but I know who the real champion is. So what happens? What happens then? It's like your championship means nothing. You're a champion on paper, but as an audience, we know who the champion actually is, man. You know, so it's, I hate when they do this, man. That's not saying Charlotte isn't talented enough to be a champion. It's just, why does Sasha Banks have to continuously lose at every Big Four pay-per-view? Now, the sad part about this is, if this is building to an actual storyline, like let's say, for example, they want to give Sasha Banks the she's a choker storyline. She's the most dominant woman on the roster, but when it comes to the big time Big Four matches, she just chokes. She's a choke artist. And then they carry that into Mania. And then, or maybe that's a good excuse for her to go evil and heel and go bad again, because we haven't even seen what Sasha can do. If all you've seen is this shit on the main roster, this is like Sasha Banks watered down. This is the Diet Coke level of Sasha. You watch the old shit when she was actually a villain. Now that shit was dope. Personally, the babyface shit actually, I mean, we tolerate it because it's not bad, but it's not necessarily good compared to what she is capable of, man. It's like watching, dear God, what's the way to explain it? This is like watching Wolverine with his claw he's not even using his claws yet. He's banned from using them. You know, this is watching Peter Parker instead of watching him put on the suit and turn to Spider-Man for the most part. We haven't even seen the real Sasha Banks yet. So, yeah. So, I mean, this could be a good reason why she had to go become the villain, a la like a LeBron James, in order to bring out that, you know, that mean streak to, you know, just go back to being the Sasha Banks we all came to love. So, as far as the in-ring work, I have nothing bad to say about that role player. Some of her promos were good. It was fucked up how that Glasgow child exposed and shitted on her for the most part. They exposed that role player. Now, when they start chanting at Sasha Banks, she don't get exposed. Sasha Banks rides it out. You know, the role player tried. She tried. I was actually going to make a vid about that, but I said, nah, don't make no vid about that role player. Let the Charlotte fans have their moment, and I want to see them attempt to defend it. And none of them did. None of them could. None of them could say a damn word. They want to move on past that. That's like me as a black man talking about slavery. Oh, no, get over it. Get over it. It was a long time ago. Yeah, but it still affects me today. No, don't talk about it no more. We don't talk about it no more. That's you Charlotte fans, you Charlotte lovers. I say, oh yeah, remember that time she got exposed in Glasgow? No, don't talk about it no more. Don't talk about it no more. So yeah, man, I'm just saying. Charlotte is a role player. It's been proven again and again and again. She's improving, but I just don't see her as a champion. Not right now. Is she a bad champion? No. She's not a bad champion. She's just a boring one. It's boring because we know who's supposed to be in that spot. You know, unless, and I don't trust WWE creative worth a damn, unless they are building a long-term story like what I previously just articulated, which they probably aren't. They probably haven't even sat down and thought about it. They just want Charlotte to win on all the stages because she's the great white hope. It's almost like when Steve Nash kept beating Shaq for the MVP vote. It's like, how is Steve Nash, who has even worse stats than Shaq? You know, Steve Nash averaged, 15 points a game. Shaq averaged 26, 27 points per game, but you're going to give it to Steve Nash? Why? Oh, because, you know, there wasn't a great white hope since Larry Bird, and, you know, the ratings were going down. You know, we needed the ratings to come back. We needed the great white hope, you know. So, I'm just saying. Is it Charlotte's fault? No, it's just the way it is. But that's all I got. I'm out. When something of significance happens, basically, this is the way it is. If one of these four women are not involved in the title pictures, no one cares. Sasha, Eva Marie, because they hate her so damn much that she could fart and people would fucking go crazy about it. Alexa Bliss, which they kind of screwed the pooch on in 1,000 ways. And Emma would draw interest, but probably not really, because they kind of fucked her gimmick up already with this whole whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't know at all, man. But yeah, I guess you could say there's only 3 women that could actually rejuvenate interest into the division right now. No one's going to care about Bayley unless she's in the ring with Sasha. No one's going to care about Charlotte unless she's in the ring with Sasha, because Sasha is the status quo de facto. She's the woman right now. She's, yeah, it's not even debatable at this point. That's all I got. I'm out. Charlotte lovers, I dare you to even try to defend this role player. I double dog dare you to try to do it.